Since 1986, Habitat has worked in Wilmington and across Newcastle County to make an impact on the lives of those we serve in their communities. Nearly 1,000 families from underserved communities have worked with Habitat for Humanity in Newcastle County to secure safe and affordable housing. Now, this work wouldn't be possible, and it wouldn't be possible without the support of all of you, our volunteers, our donors, the dedicated staff, funders, sponsors, local, state, and federal government, and advocates, you, advocates of this work.
We know the past 2 years have been particularly difficult for everyone. But the COVID pandemic has particularly shown the cracks in our housing system. Deep cracks showing inequities and a lack of affordable housing. Our community here in Newcastle County was already facing a severe affordable housing shortage before the pandemic. In the state of Delaware, it is reported that we are short over 15,000 units of affordable housing. Our values of honesty, sharing Christ's love, commitment, and community, along with our reputation as an organization that follows through on what it promises, helps us to overcome those barriers and build trust with these families and communities.
My goal was to own a home that was in a safe environment for my children because, children mimic after their parents, so I wanted to set a good example. And it was challenging, but with prayer and a support system, and my support system with Habitat, I made it.
So growing up in the city of Wilmington, we moved around a lot as kids. And so I kind of got used to not, feeling permanently stationed anywhere. In between growing up in the city and going to college and then going into the military, my mom got the Habitat home. And I noticed that she was a bit stationary for a while. I kept having a same stable place to come back home to. Also, as they mentioned and my mom mentioned, she just recently paid off her mortgage, which is a huge accomplishment. I'm super proud of her for that. It's also had inspired me to purchase my own home.
It's been a process. It's been a long time dream of mine. The journey has been rocky. I had set goals. I had to make a few changes. And the changes brought me to Habitat for Humanity. And I'm grateful for that. The market is crazy, the rent is crazy, and I was just tired. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you do something different. And my difference was starting to reach out and talk to people. And they referred me to Habitat. My grandchildren can come, have somewhere relaxing, enjoying, to come visit me without worrying. To be able to go outside, not have to stay in because you don't know what's going on outside. So I want them to be able to enjoy coming to see grandma.
And I'm actually here because I was given a refrigerator. Not the typical person that Habitat would help in a totally financial way. He gave me the push to empty my house. And I did get a refrigerator, but I'm going to give back, and I'm going to be part of this program.
To the homeowners and prospective homeowners, I have a simple message. We have your back. We all have your back. You are not alone. You are surrounded by those who are invested in your success. Every single person here, and hundreds of those not here, are pulling for you. The best things are for those who go on and get them, as Lovey just said.
Thank you guys for sharing your stories. It's been a privilege and an honor to play a sport that I love for my country for so long, and that I can't say enough about the support that our team has received over the years. So thank you so much for that support, and hopefully it continues. It's been a while since I've been here with Habitat, and while many of the faces have changed, the mission has remained the same. Getting families into decent, affordable housing and changing lives, and I'm so proud to support and be associated with this mission. The opportunity of a lifetime is the pathway to home ownership. They build these houses with wood, metal, sheetrock, but without the families, they are just buildings. These are places of refuge, houses that become homes where kids can do their homework, where they have their own bedrooms, where they can afford the mortgage payment. And as a mom of 3, this really hits home with me. It's because of the work by people who are here that the homeowners can realize the American dream of owning their own home, like Katie, and that of building equity and becoming the first in a family to own their own home. When I think about Habitat for Humanity, it reminds me of the 2008 Olympics. Bear with me for a second. It was the game before we were heading over to Beijing, and unfortunately, Abby Wambach ended up breaking her leg. The very next day, of course, the media said there's no way that the U.S. has an opportunity to not only win, but probably not to even medal. And we were all heartbroken, not only for Abby, for our leader, but also for our team. But at the same time, we were motivated. We went out in that first game against Beijing, in that game before the opening ceremonies, and we lost 3-1 to Norway. And after the game, we all came together, we looked each other in the eye, and we said, we'll get the next one. And we truly believed that. And so we went out there, continued to improve game by game, but it also was an opportunity for everybody else to elevate their game. So every game we improved, we gained that confidence that we needed. And we did end up making it to the finals. And we were playing against Brazil again, a team that was picked to win the whole entire thing, a team that should have beaten us. We went down to overtime, and as we went to our half and they went to their half, and we had 15 minutes to regroup, I looked over and I remember seeing all the Brazilians on the ground, getting their legs shaped out, getting their calves stretched because they were this close to cramping, pouring water on their face. And I knew in that moment that we were going to win. That was a true team victory. It was all 18 players. It was our coaching staff. It was our supporting staff. And that's what Habitat for Humanity is all about. It was a little less than 10 years ago, the summer of 2012 actually, when we were preparing to travel to London to defend our gold medal, that I received the call to come here to Habitat for Humanity. I took the opportunity along with Carly Lloyd, who some of you may have heard of, as well as another gold medalist, Delaware's Deanna Harris, to visit the job site and work along the other volunteers and prospective homeowners at Millstone 2. Working with the volunteers, getting to know some of the homeowners, operating some power tools, which was fun, I gained an understanding of and appreciation for what these folks have to do to put in that sweat equity as part of the program. Hundreds of hours spent on the site, not just on their homes, but their neighbors. Hours spent in the classroom to gain financial knowledge and independence. And I just thought about the sweat equity that they had to put in on top of their regular jobs, on top of raising their families, and whatever else life threw at them. And I have to admit, I was a bit overwhelmed. And I thought to myself, I don't know if I could have done something like this. And then I looked around and I saw those 15 through 20 volunteers working alongside of me when we went back to work and thought, these are my teammates. They're there to work toward the common goal, decent, affordable housing for their prospective homeowners. I was so impressed and inspired by these homeowners
who all have their own story, who all have their own goals, what drives them.